Moments away from kickoff between the Titans and the Dolphins. And for more on Miami's injury situation, we send it down to Chris Fisher.
Thanks, Andrew. The Dolphins are absolutely dismantled and decimated by injuries at this point. They'll be without 6 starters today. But there is a bright spot. Pro Bowl center Mike Pouncey will make his first start of the season. Adam Gase said he wanted to take the pressure off team trainers and would make the call when he felt Pouncey proved he was ready to return from the hip injury. I talked to Pouncey in pregame. He said he feels great and ready to go. Andrew?
Miami's so happy to have him back, but as we mentioned a short time ago, no Brandon Albert, no Larry today, so that Miami offensive line will be under the gun throughout against this Tennessee defense. The Titans won the toss, and they have 11 on the play as we take a look at the Tennessee starting offense. And this offensive line ranked number 1 in the NFL by Pro Football Focus Taylor Lewan at left tackle. And it's a homecoming for Rashard Matthews today.
Yeah, he spent 4 years as a Dolphin. We asked him yesterday, and he laughed. He said, I'm going to talk a lot of smack and have a lot of fun going against a lot of good friends on this Dolphin roster.
Tennessee does such a great job on first down. They get 8 on their first down today, and there is DeMarco Murray with another Tennessee first down. They average more than 4 yards on first down 54% of the time. That's 5th in the NFL.
Yeah, but for most teams, 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 1, which the Titans are in a lot, is really a throwaway down. They try and go deep. They'll take a shot down the field on those downs. The Titans do not do that. If they get a 2nd and 2, they still hand it off to DeMarco Murray. It's a little conservative, but it serves them well, particularly early in games, in my opinion.
They spot the ball at the 45-yard line. Once again, Murray in the backfield. 3rd straight handoff, and he spins away from Jordan Phillips. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. As we look at this Miami defense and Ndamukong Suh, we spoke with defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. He said he's been really impressed with Suh's season thus far. Koamisi and Jelani Jenkins both out today. Hewitt and Butler, you'll see a lot of them at linebacker. And in the secondary, Byron Maxwell back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, back in the starting lineup with a lot to prove. He was benched for the Cincinnati Bengals game last week, and they were torched pretty much on the outside with Xavier Howard and Tony Lippett, so Byron Maxwell back in due to the injury to Howard.
Quick pass, and that pass is complete, and then the ball comes out. That's a fumble. And Tennessee has recovered.
Walker got it back. You can see there's the pushing and shoving. This game got out of hand last year. It was a 38-13 win by Miami. But Walker comes out. He's going to throw a move, try to get to the outside, and Maxwell coming up. And one of the criticisms for Maxwell was that he was missing tackles on that time, forces the fumble. That's a great job by the corner, and it almost turned into an enormous turnover early on for this Dolphin defense.
Instead, after Walker recovers, it's 3rd down and 11. 3 on the play clock. Mariota just gets it off in time, and now he's flushed out, running right, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Delaney Walker was there, but could not reel it in, and out comes the Titans punt unit.
Well, Marcus Mariota's got to make this throw. You can see a very basic route. I'm not overly impressed with the route selection. Just had 3 guys running up and running curls, but you can see right there, Delaney Walker was wide open. Marcus Mariota, who usually throws the ball pretty well on the move, should have been able to make that throw.
That's the 20th straight opening drive of the game that Tennessee has failed to score a touchdown. It's the longest active streak in the NFL as Jarvis Landry calls for the fair catch at the 15, and we'll see the Miami offense for the first time. When we come back, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Opening drive for the Miami Dolphins, led by quarterback Ryan Tannehill, already over 1,000 pass yards this season, most by a Miami quarterback through the first 4 games since Dan Marino back in 1994. Marino was at Dolphins practice yesterday as Jay Ajayi gets the call on first down, and the start at running back with Arian Foster inactive for the 3rd straight game because of a left hamstring injury. Mike Pouncey is back, but you see on the left side the changes we've already talked about. Turner at left tackle, Thomas at left guard. And Ajayi, Steve Berline, we're going to see a lot of him today.
Yeah, it's been a running back by committee to this point. in the season, but Adam Gase told us they really want to settle on one guy, and they think Jay Ajayi is that guy. We expect to see him featured today.
Tannehill adjusts out of the shotgun on 2nd and 7. It's a give to Landry, and Landry at the 20. It'll bring up 3rd down. As we take a look at the Tennessee starting defense, and Angelo Blackson will start. Al Woods is out 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury suffered last week. Brian Arakpo leads the team with 4 sacks. And once again, Damian Stafford starting for the injured Denoris Searcy.
Defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau told us he likes to play all 4 of his safeties and rotate them through, but with Denoris Searcy out of the lineup, Stafford's going to get a lot of time, and they're depending on him to communicate in that secondary to make sure everybody's on the same page with the front and the coverage.
3rd down's a big problem for Miami, last in the NFL, and on 3rd and 5, there you go, a 1st down for the Dolphins to Jarvis Landry. Adam Gase told us yesterday, we can just get that first down. I think we're going to get rolling. Now we'll get a chance to see.
And the other thing Adam Gase told us was that he really wanted to simplify things this week. His offense is a very complex offense. It's very detail-oriented, and it's new for all these guys. And the chemistry, they're still building all that stuff. He wanted to simplify with the extra days after the Thursday night game against Cincinnati and have it really just come out and play. That's a good first conversion for them on 3rd down.
They pick up 8. It's 1st and 10. Play action. And on the run, it completes it to Dominic Jones. He was just signed on Monday. Avery Williamson brings him down.
And I think we're going to see a lot of tight ends in the lineup today. The game plan, I think, changed significantly with Laramie Tunsil going down. Right there, we see the catch and the nice little bootleg. But the reason you're going to have tight ends on the field, you've got to protect those tackles on both sides. Juwan James was already struggling, and now with Billy Turner on the left side, they need help. So you're going to see a lot of tight ends.
Jones picks up 5. It's 2nd and 5. Tannehill. Pressure coming, and he is crushed by Derek Morgan. First sack of the season for Derek Morgan, and this could be a big problem for the Dolphins today.
We've talked about it. He's coming from right up top. Oh, that's just a blown protection scheme. Juwan James was looking outside. Ajayi was outside as well. Nobody even looked twice at Derek Morgan. That's like running a wind sprint to the finish line. And
that was the definition of a lookout block right there. No one even laid a hand on him.
That was an Olay block.
A loss of 7 on the play, and it brings up 3rd down and 12. Again, Titans coming with pressure. Tannehill hit as he throws, incomplete. And another big shot on Tannehill, this time from Carl Klug.
No, Ryan Tannehill's not going to survive this game. Look at the hit he takes here. Coming from his left side now, they ran a simple game. This is Jarrell Casey, one of the toughest defensive tackles in the NFL, with a clean shot at Tannehill over the top of a pile. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Carl Klug. My fault. But that was an untouched defensive lineman on a simple stunt that the Dolphins couldn't pick up.
So here's Matt Darr to punt, and Mariani is back deep. Mariani from his own 17 gets away from one, but not another, as Bobby McCain makes the tackle on special teams. A 57-yard punt for Darr, but Tennessee is ready to tee off on Ryan Tannehill and this Dolphins offensive line.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. And by the new 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep free to be.
Scoreless in the first quarter between Tennessee and Miami. 8:13 to go in the first. Second drive for Marcus Mariota. And the Titans offense as Andre Johnson goes in motion. DeMarco Murray on first down, reverses field, trying to get to the outside, and he can't. And again, it's Byron Maxwell with the tackle. And now a late flag comes in.
There was a face mask on the tackle.
Today's referee is Craig Rolstad.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 41. That's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run and an automatic first down.
Yeah, they come out with two-back set and a fullback, which a fullback is a dying breed in the NFL, so you don't see it all the time. And yeah, as Murray starts to head around the outside, just the threat of his speed, and Maxwell loses discipline, tries to get a grip and hooks his face mask. It's an easy call. But this running game for the Titans is so complex with different personnel groupings, it's hard for the defense to make sure they've got it buttoned up.
So the penalty brings the ball out to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Back to Murray. Up the middle, has some room, and then tripped up as he approaches the 40-yard line. Well, people affected by severe weather and other disasters need help now. And to support those impacted by Hurricane Matthew, text Matthew to 90999. Each text is a $10 gift to American Red Cross Hurricane Relief. Miami Dolphins also this week announcing they will donate $100,000 to support relief efforts in Haiti, Cuba, Bahamas, and Florida, as Tennessee continues to push the ball down the field, and DeMarco Murray getting an early workout in this first quarter.
Well, they come out, I said it was a complex offense. They use formations and personnel groupings, motions, and shifts to confuse the defense. This time it was a formation, a double shift. Look at all the guys out here, offensive linemen. They got guys at the bottom end. They had to figure that out.
And then a no-huddle. Mariota looked to run and threw it to Delaney Walker, and he gets close to another Tennessee first down.
This is all misdirection, trick plays, a little bit of gadgetry. Mariota had the option to really try and stick it up in there and run for a few yards. He pulled up, whipped it to the outside, and it's tough for a defense to get a handle on this. It looks difficult, and it is, and there's a flag on the play.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 67. It's a 5-yard penalty, replay.
That's what ends up happening. Sometimes you can outsmart yourself. You come out with some of these cute things, and this is a run-pass option for Marcus Mariota. You got 3 linemen inside. Linemen are flexed out to the left up top, and
These guys can't go downfield.
You're giving Mariota the option to run it, but you're telling him if they converge on him, he can also throw it outside, but those linemen don't know.
Well, the offensive linemen, even if they're lined up at the sidelines like they were in that case, they can't go downfield until the ball's thrown, and Mariota taking so long to throw that ball and make that read caused the penalty.
First penalty on the Titans, as Derrick Henry is now the running back. He only had 3 carries last week. That's his first carry today. Up the middle, and Henry gets close to midfield. These two teams met in the final game of the preseason. Adam Gase told us that Henry was a handful in that game, and they know they have their work cut out for them again against the big 6'3", 247-pounder. Again, no huddle for the Titans. Inside 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Henry's 7-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 8. Henry again trying the right side this time, across midfield, and up to the 46-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and short for the Titans.
Well, this is a Dolphins defense that was very concerned, even though they played the rush pretty well this year, only giving up 3.7 yards per rush. This Tennessee Titans team, with what they do, as you pointed out, Steve Tasker, on offense, the formations and personnel, they get teams stretched out where they're not gap sound, and they create creases for DeMarco Murray. Right now, great rhythm on the offensive side running the football for Tennessee.
Crowd is loud here in Miami Gardens for this 3rd down and 3. Mariota trying to take a deep shot for Andre. Complete, and the coverage on the play by Byron Maxwell. And Mike Mularkey will send out Kern.
And perhaps in no game so far this year in the NFL, you'll find 2 teams that need to be successful more on first down than these 2 teams. 3rd down has been an enormous issue for both of them. You get into anything longer than 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, where they're kind of forced to throw the football. Both teams have really struggled, and even though they got the penalty, Tennessee got 3rd and 3, tried to throw it, and they couldn't convert.
See if Kern can pin Miami deep. Landry's going to let this one bounce. It bounces and takes a Miami hop up to the 18-yard line where it's down there. 4:48 to go. First quarter, scoreless between Miami and Tennessee. Thursday, your weekend starts right here when the Denver Broncos battle the San Diego Chargers. It's Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. Miami will start this drive at its own 18-yard line. First down and 10. Second offensive possession for the Dolphins. We'll see how their offensive line holds up this time. Damian Williams at running back, and he gets the carry. And Arakpo chases him down from behind. Jawan James.
Now they're saying there might have been a fumble. The Titans believe there was. No call from the official. Now the far side officials pointed down.
Yeah. Take another look, but the official came right in and said he was down.
They're not arguing that hard, are they?
Knee is down, and then the ball comes out after. Jay Ajayi replaces Williams at running back. And he is tripped up in the backfield, but did he go down? The refs did not call him down this time, and Ajayi was able to pick up a couple of extra yards.
And now Mike Mularkey tried to throw his challenge flag on that play and was too late doing it. They're not going to let him do it. Watch here. Now, if anything other than his hand touches the ground, he's down. Now, it didn't look like it. The back of his hand, perhaps the wrist. But if anything other than his feet or his hands touch the ground, even the top of his helmet, he is down. But the officials got it right. It looked like he held himself up, kept his balance, and got a few extra yards.
But another untouched defender coming off that left side in the backfield. Not a good sign for the Dolphins.
Third down and 4. Tannehill with pressure coming, gets rid of it, and it's dropped by Kenyon Drake. The rookie out of Alabama could have walked for a first down. Instead, more third down problems for Miami. Now a late flag has come in.
Illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 77. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is fourth down.
And that goes against Billy Turner, who's starting at left tackle for the first time in his NFL career.
Yeah, the reception, the drop wouldn't have mattered anyways. Right here, he's got his face mask of Klug, and he's right. That was an easy call.
So Miami has run 9 plays, and they've gained 17 yards. And once again, third down's a problem. They're 1 for 3. They came in just 26% on the season. That's dead last in the NFL. Matt Darr, who had a 57-yard punt in his first try, out there again with Mariani coming up to the 30 to field it. He's got some room up the middle. And Walt Aikens, who's been a special teams ace for Miami, is able to make the tackle. A 9-yard return after a 46-yard punt from Matt Darr.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Back in Miami, where the Dolphins are trying to go no huddle less. They've huddled up so far. It's helped their time of possession, but it has not helped their offense. 9 plays for just 17 yards. Once again, Henry and Murray in the backfield with Mariota. Mariota with time, throws over the middle to Delaney Walker. Diving attempt, and he's got it. What a catch by the Titans tight end. He picks up 28.
Well, that's an unbelievable catch by Delaney Walker. You don't see a lot of big, dynamic, explosive plays out of this Tennessee Titans pass game. A nice hit in there late by Abdul Caduce. Delaney Walker shaking his head off the sideline, but big play for that Tennessee offense that you don't see a lot of big plays out of normally.
So Walker goes to the Tennessee bench after the gain of 28 yards. First and 10, DeMarco Murray, left side, got a big hole. Cuts back to the 25, and Murray has another Tennessee first down. Andre Branch with the tackle.
Look at the right side over here. All these bodies on the right side of the Tennessee Titans offensive line. It draws the whole defense over there to the right side. They run a misdirection, a counter play, where DeMarco Murray fakes like he's going to the right, get the whole Miami Dolphins defense shifting that way, and there's nobody on the edge, backside left.
All those guys need is one step on the offensive line, and they've got a good angle to hold those blocks. That's what happened.
They marked it a half yard shy of a first down, and Murray spins away. Has got the first down this time, lowers his shoulder on Rashad Jones, and a 13-yard run for DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, missed tackles are always a problem with the defense. The best defenses, the first guy to the ball makes the tackle. Not in this case. You see there, Abdul Quddus just missed the tackle in the backfield, and then Rashad Jones gets trucked a little bit by DeMarco Murray with a full head of steam. Jones going sideways.
DeMarco Murray averages 2.21 yards after contact per rush. That's third best in the NFL. And he just added to that total here. First and goal for the Titans. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Trying to ride the hot hand with Murray. And Lippett makes the tackle at the 5. It's second and goal.
Now let's talk about this Tennessee Titans offensive line while we're seeing them put on a clinic right here. You got two incredibly gifted young tackles. Taylor Lewan right there, rated by Pro Football Focus as the best tackle in football. And then you got on the other side Jake Conklin, who is in his rookie year out of Michigan State. Jack Conklin, out of Michigan State. He's ranked number 4 offensive tackle in the NFL already. We've got a great center in Ben Jones. These guys get after people. They're young.
Second and goal. Mariota play action. Going to keep it himself. Has an angle and takes it in. Touchdown, Titans. First rushing touchdown of the season for Marcus Mariota, and Tennessee takes a 6-0 lead.
Well, Byron Maxwell did the unthinkable. He's been benched for 4 plays. On the outside, he's going to try and jump around a block to the inside and just gives up the touchdown in the corner. He's trying to get blocked. Jack Conklin gets out in front of Mariota, and Maxwell tries to jump around him. He's got to jump to the outside and force Mariota to cut back in and take a shot to get in the end zone. Maxwell not playing to the help of his defense, and he gives up the touchdown.
5 plays, 61 yards. It took less than 3 minutes as Tennessee marched right down the field. And now here's Ryan Suckup for the extra point, and it's good. Marcus Mariota leading the Titans into the end zone, and Tennessee has a 7-0 lead. On Tuesday, Miami Dolphins alumni and women's organization members, in partnership with the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, hosted an evening of yoga with cancer patients and survivors in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Screening saves lives, and the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join in the fight against breast cancer. Learn more about a Crucial Catch Day. It's coming up on October 25th, and you can find out how you can help make a crucial catch at NFL.com/pink. And some of the players decked out in pink today. We are proud to wear pink NFL ribbons on our CBS Blazers, as Tennessee has taken a 7-0 lead. This is rare territory for the Titans in the last 3 games. They have led for a total of 2 minutes and 44 seconds. That's out of a possible 180 minutes. They do have the lead here as a touchback, and Miami will start at the 25-yard line. Ryan Tannehill back out. He's been under pressure all quarter. What adjustments do the Dolphins have to make?
Well, if I'm Adam Gase, I'm very concerned right now. Your defense has given up almost over 69 yards rushing in the first quarter and showing no signs of stopping the Tennessee Titans rushing attack. And your quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, has been pretty much sacrificed to this point. So you got a lot of concerns, Adam Gase, and you have to make the adjustments. You got to find a way to take care of your quarterback and make some plays offensively.
Tannehill with pass over the middle is nearly intercepted. Wesley Woodyard was right there for Tennessee, and some boos from the fans here in Miami.
Well, they're trying to do what they do, and they wanted to huddle up. They wanted to keep the time of possession, but right now Tannehill's got to drop back and get rid of the football right now. And you see there, Sims tries to come out and run the little juke route. He's well covered by Woodyard, and there's just nowhere to throw that football. Tannehill's got to get rid of it. He's under pressure.
Second and 10, back to the ground with Ajayi. Trying to bounce it to the outside. Cuts back and taken down at the 32 by Sean Spence. That could be the final play of the first quarter. It will be. And it was a quarter full of peril for Dolphins. They trail 7-0. We'll return to Miami after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Miami's first half struggles continue this year. They've been outscored 66-23, and they are faced with a big third down to start this second quarter. 3rd and 1 for the Dolphins. Tannehill looking to the air. Has time. Oh, this is deflected down. Miami had a man wide open over the middle. And instead, more boos as Miami is now 1 for 4 on third down conversions.
Well, Ryan Tannehill, I put this, he's got to find a way. Quarterbacks have to adjust their delivery. You said it, Andrew. Deion Sims is wide open.
Yeah, it was a total blown coverage.
Tannehill's got to find a way to deliver that ball. It happens. It's part of the game. But when your team is in desperate straits like the Dolphins are right now already, first play of the second quarter, you've got to make that play.
Give credit to the rookie Austin Johnson, who knocked that one down for the Titans defensively. Tennessee's defense just forced its second straight 3 and out. And once again, Dar punts it away. Mariani backtracks to his own 8. Mariani to the 15 and taken down at the 16-yard line. Well, that last drive by the Tennessee Titans, very impressive, and they did it on the ground.
Well, let DeMarco Murray starting off on the counter play, gets up the left side. DeMarco Murray again makes a tackle, makes a missed tackle, then trucks on the second tackle, and then Marcus Mariota following the big rookie Jack Conklin around the right end, walks into the end zone. They made it look easy, and when you can run the football, hey man, you always look like a great football team.
DeMarco Murray, 8 carries for 52 yards, but right now it's Derrick Henry in the backfield. 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Quick pass to Henry. Henry gets a block to the 20. A flag comes down late. Flag down at the 13-yard line.
I don't think that qualified as a peel back.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 19. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. Repay, first down.
Penalty on the rookie Tajay Sharp. We go back to New York. An NFL Today update. JB and Boomer Esiason.
I'm sure Steve Berline says Brady's rusty. This is too easy, Steve. I don't know about you. That's Martellus Bennett. Brady, 8 of 10, 129 yards, 1 touchdown pass. They have a 14-7 lead. It looks like they just scored a safety against the Cleveland Browns. 16-7 Patriots. Back to Andrew Catalan.
Hey, guys, was there any doubt how Tom Brady was going to come out of that locker room today?
No, none, 0.
Penalty makes it 1st and 19 for Tennessee. Mariota to the air, chased by Mario Williams, and just throws this one away. But good pressure from the 11th-year man out of NC State, Mario Williams.
Yeah, this has been a problem for Tennessee. When they drop back, even on play action, when Mariota has to scan the field, he tends to stare down his receivers and hold on to the football too long. He has a hard time coming off onto a second option. And, of course, when you wait that long, sooner or later in the NFL, somebody's going to be in your face. And that's a typical play that has happened to Tennessee all too often this season.
Up the middle to the 10. A little bit of breathing room for Tennessee, and then he's taken down. And it will be 3rd and long for the Tennessee Titans.
I would expect to see a very conservative play call right here by Terry Robisky, the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans, because you got 3rd and long. Cameron Wake just comes on the field. You know the Miami Dolphins are going to be bringing the heat to try and get to Marcus Mariota. I would expect a draw play or a screen pass. Nothing more than that if you're Tennessee Titans, because you cannot have a bad thing happen. You're in control of this game right now.
3rd and 14. Mariota completes it to Kendall Wright, and Wright is taken down at the 23-yard line, well short of the first down, and Brett Kern will come out to punt.
Well, Well, that was a good job of Mariota, just going with his read, trying to pick up the extra yards, because Steve Tasker, you know the significance of field position, from a special team standpoint, very smart play to just try and pick up 8 or 10 yards.
Yeah, you've got to lead. You're on the road. You're one of those teams you know you're going to be in a close game at the end of this, so don't put yourself in a bad spot. Save the bad plays and let the Dolphins make them.
Jakeem Grant back to return the punt. He has got blazing speed. 6th round pick out of Texas Tech. Trying to get a chance to show off that speed. To the outside, Jakeem Grant down the sideline. Cuts back at the 40. Still on his feet. Grant, he's going to go. Touchdown, Miami. A 75-yard punt return for Jakeem Grant, his first NFL touchdown.
Well, on a week when Mike Mularkey fired his special teams coordinator, Bobby April, his special teams, you'd think maybe get a breath of fresh air, maybe do something special, and instead they give up the big play. What a great, great job by that guy. Jakeem Grant, I saw him at practice. That guy looks like a hood ornament. He's 5'7" out there amongst all these guys, and there he makes the biggest play of the game. What a great return. Not only an individual effort, but the blockers on his return were perfect. Well-executed return by the Dolphins.
Officially a 74-yard punt return. Here's Andrew Franks for the extra point. And that's good. Earlier this week, Jakeem Grant said he wanted to race Usain Bolt in the 40-yard dash. He said, anything more than that, Bolt would win, but I can take him in the 40. Be the first to know your team's news with the CBS Sports app. Get instant updates, expert analysis, highlights, and more. Download the CBS Sports app today. So the Tennessee Titans allow a 74-yard punt return for a touchdown for the second straight week. Will Fuller did it last week for the Texans. As Andrew Franks bounces one, here's Mariani from his goal line. Mariani to the 24-yard line. So as we mentioned on Monday, Mike Mularkey fired Bobby April and promoted assistant special teams coordinator Steve Hoffman to the head job. And not only was that a tough decision for Mularkey professionally, but personally, Mularkey and Bobby April are best friends. In fact, he said their wives are big best friends, and it was very tricky for Mularkey. A lot of people kind of turned their heads. 4 weeks, you're going to fire Bobby April. Mularkey said he wasn't happy with the unit, thought Steve Hoffman would be able to correct some things, and so far, not so good. DeMarco Murray back at running back on 1st and 10. Murray escapes, trying to get to the outside, cuts it back at the 25 and up to the 29-yard line.
Now, the Tennessee Titans, we talk so much about what they do, some of the things they give problem. Look at all the offensive linemen, tight ends stretched out, and then they're going to run it this side, and then DeMarco Murray obviously bounces it back as you get a great play on the defensive side by Andre Branch jumping into the backfield, and that was the play right there.
But he didn't make the tackle. Yeah, he had a chance in the backfield to make the tackle. Got to do that.
Murray on 2nd and 5. Back to New York, an NFL Today update with JB and Boomer.
Here's how you finish an 80-yard drive. 4th and goal right here. Andrew Luck will play action pass. Going to find Dwayne Allen in the back of the end zone. Andrew Luck on the day. 10 of 13 guys, 82 yards. That touchdown pass. They lead 10-3 over the Bears. Back to Andrew Catalan.
Guys, thank you. It's 3rd down and 2 for Tennessee, and so far they're 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Murray has the first down and just tripped up. Otherwise, there was only one man back for Miami. It was Rashad Jones. A gain of 8 for DeMarco Murray, and Tennessee moves the chains.
This guy, DeMarco Murray, what a great deal the Tennessee Titans got in him. A 4th-round draft choice. They made a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles to bring this guy. Since 2013, he is the #1 NFL running back in terms of touchdowns with 31. In terms of yards, over 4,000 yards. That's the second most in the NFL after an off year with only 700 yards last year in Philadelphia.
He gets a breather on first down and 10. It was Tony Lippett who may have saved a touchdown for Miami. Pressure coming. Mariota steps up. Has some room to run. 45 and slides down. That was a great job by Marcus Mariota to recognize pressure was coming, step up, and get some positive yardage out of it.
Well, there's nothing like an athletic quarterback. I mean, Mariota, you see the D-line shifts down late. Jason Jones goes down over the guard, and Marcus Mariota senses the pressure coming and just sidesteps it. Just a great athletic move.
And did a good job protecting himself and not taking the unnecessary hit there, too, knowing the situation. Get down. Don't take that hit.
It's a good point in the field on 2nd and 2 to try a deep shot, but as Steve Tasker said, Tennessee has not seemed to do that much. They're content with this, and why not? As Derrick Henry gets to the 45-yard line and picks up another Titans first down. Tomorrow on CBS, CYTV Guide calls Scorpion TV's smartest drama. Tomorrow at a new time, 10/9 Central, only CBS. Jordan Phillips a little bit shaken up for Miami on that last play. Now the Dolphins training staff is out to attend to him with 9:19 to go in the first half.
Well, we talked to, you're going to see number 97 right there. That's Phillips in the middle. He's coming back in there at the top of your screen, 97. He just kind of lands funny on the ground, awkwardly on the ground. But talking to Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, this is exactly what he did not want to see. We expected to see a heck of a lot more of Cameron Wake on first and second downs than we've seen so far today, to get bigger people out there to match up with the physicality of this Tennessee Titans offensive line. So far, Titans having their way.
Wake is out there right now, number 91 in white, and they keep it with Henry, trying to push the pile forward. This drive, 6 plays, all 6 are runs, and until Miami proves they can stop it, we're going to see more of this for Tennessee.
Well, just to generalize, this Miami defense is built to rush the passer, not to stop the run. And stereotypically, pass rushers don't like stopping the run. They like rushing the passer. And when you got a team like Tennessee coming in, if you don't stop the run on first down, you're never going to get a chance to rush the passer. And that seems to be the issue that faces the Dolphin defense today.
Titans have already got 108 yards rushing here in the first half. They keep it on the ground with Henry up the middle. Derrick Henry all the way to the 20-yard line. A gain of 22 for number 22.
Oh, this is a trap play straight up the middle. You see, everything gets caved down. A really nice job by left guard Quentin Spain clearing out the hole. There was no misdirection, no hesitation right there. Just popped it straight up the gut. And the Miami Dolphins once again caught offside, or off guard, excuse me, and nobody filling that gap.
Longest run of Derrick Henry's career. First and 10 from the 20. Another run. Henry to the 15. Back to New York. NFL Today update, JB and Boomer.
More Brady. Hey, Steve, it's like 7-on-7 for Tom Brady today. He is 13 of 15, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the second one of the day for Martellus Bennett. They now lead 23-7 over the Browns.
Andrew, Steve, and Chris.
It's almost like 7-on-7, except he had 2 incompletions. I'm pretty sure the ball never touches the ground when they practice, so they are putting up some sort of resistance.
9th play of the drive. 9th run of the drive. DeMarco Murray at the 10. Inside the 10, down to the 5. Rashad Jones makes the tackle. It's 1st and goal for Tennessee.
Well, this is the clinic again that this Tennessee Titans offensive line is putting on there. Watch how long it is up the field before DeMarco Murray really has anybody even lay a finger on him right there. There was penetration, but the play was designed to bounce outside. This is the Miami Dolphins defense. It does give up 130 yards a game, but that's because they're on the field so much. They only give up a little over 3.5 yards a carry. They are getting gassed right now.
Jordan Phillips made that tackle. He had left the game earlier with an injury. Back in there on first down. It's Murray. And this time, Miami stacks him up at the line.
145 rushing yards for the Titans.
And you have to give credit to their offensive line. Pro Football Focus has them ranked number 1 overall, first in run blocking and second in pass blocking. And we had a chance to chat with center Ben Jones yesterday, and he said this is a very closely knit group. They go to dinner every Thursday night to watch Thursday Night Football. They rotate who has to buy dinner, and whoever is buying gets to pick the restaurant. But they're very close and number 1 in the league according to Pro Football Focus. Mariota incomplete. With pressure coming, he got rid of it. It's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, he totally missed Andre Johnson standing right on the goal line. He came open right away, and Mariota never looked at him. Andre Johnson was hopping for the football after that play was over. He already had the touchdown catch for the win in Detroit 3 weeks ago, trying to get another one here in the red zone.
Slot on the bottom of your screen, playing in just his 2nd game of the season. It's 3rd and goal. Mariota over the middle, touchdown! Andre Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the season and the first touchdown pass for Mariota since week 2 against Detroit when he hit Andre Johnson for the game winner.
I know people will ask, well, you ran the football all the way down there. Why'd you throw it at the end? If it doesn't work out, you stink. But then when it does work out, particularly this easily, it's a brilliant move. The red zone changes everything in your offense, and Andre Johnson just pulls that in for the touchdown. Great read, great throw by Mariota. What an impressive drive for this Tennessee offense that's been struggling.
Andre Johnson grew up in Miami, attended Miami Senior High School, played collegiately at the University of Miami, and he scores in his return to South Florida. Suck up for the extra point. And with 5:30 to go in the first half, Tennessee is back in front, 14-7. The 70th career touchdown for Andre Johnson.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by the all-new Honda Ridgeline for truck-tough things and everyday things.
Welcome back to South Florida, where Tennessee has just taken a 14-7 lead. A 12-play drive for the Titans. 10 of the 12 plays were running plays. Tennessee has already rushed for 145 yards in this first half.
And the total yardage for the game, the score doesn't even indicate what a whooping this is at this point. 195 total yards for Tennessee, only 26 for the Dolphins.
Jakeem Grant, who had that punt return for a touchdown, is going to take this one out from 6 yards deep. And Grant is tracked down and taken down at the 22-yard line. Dolphins going back on offense when we return.
Well, back here in Miami, let's look at what happened on that last touchdown. I want you to see all of the Miami Dolphins players. Andre Johnson is up on top there. You're going to see the classic pick play. Delaney Walker runs up the field. Andre Johnson comes underneath. Very clean man-to-man look. Great call by Terry Revitsky and great execution by the players.
Miami on first down to Ajayi, and he gets 5 yards to the 25. Week 5 continues later today on CBS, and for some of you on Fox, and then tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC, and tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. So that 5-yard run by Ajayi now gives the Dolphins 30 yards of offense total in the first half. They've run just 13 offensive plays. Their touchdown came on the special teams punt return by Jakeem Grant. 2nd and 5. Tannehill. For Ajayi. Oh, Damian Williams cuts it back. And Williams has a block in front. Damian Williams down the sideline. Still going. And finally taken down inside the 20. David Bass caught up with Williams, but not before a gain of 56 yards.
Yeah, it looks like a big play for Miami. And in fact, Dick LeBeau has a defense. He brings pressure. He's got a defense drawn up. He's got 2 tacklers to make the play, and they knock each other off. And that turns into the enormous play as Spence knocks off his teammate Dick LeBeau is going to be shaking his head over that when you got the perfect defense drawn up and your guys knock each other off trying to make the tackle in the backfield.
Spence and Bryce McCain missed the tackles. Ajayi left side, inside the 15, keeps the legs moving to the 13-yard line. Inside 4 minutes to go, first half.
Sorry, Andrew, but Dick LeBeau, we spoke with him yesterday, and he told us they were not going to blitz any more than normal, despite the fact that Ryan Tannehill has struggled mightily against the blitz. He's one of the lowest-ranked passers in the league against pressure. He faces it second most of any quarterback in the league. But last week against Cincinnati, only 3 of 10 for 29 yards and an interception against Cincinnati. Right there, good execution, missed tackle, big play for the Dolphins.
Ajayi, the running back, and he takes it up the middle to the 10, and Ajayi right to the sticks. That's going to be very close to a first down.
Well, there's nothing in football that changes things like a big play. And the Dolphins have had 2 of them in a game where they are absolutely getting pushed around defensively. Their offense and their special teams now have come up with 2 big plays that have really changed momentum. And for the first time, really, since the punt return, even after the punt return, the crowd is into it. You feel like this is an actual home game for the Dolphins.
Ajayi was just short, so it's 3rd and 1. Ajayi chased by Rakpo. He's got the first down. First and goal for Miami with 2:30 to go, and now Ajayi is slow to get up. Now on his feet.
Yeah, I thought that was a late hit. I thought it could have called something there on the sideline.
So does Ajayi.
Wesley Woodyard was the one who chased Ajayi out of bounds.
Let's see. I mean,
yeah, I was
close.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised they would have thrown it, but he did not go through him. He tried to kind of pull off a little bit.
Ajayi stays
That's
in.
a good no call.
On 1st and goal as we approach the 2-minute warning. Ajayi in for the touchdown. A late lunge, and Jay Ajayi has his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
Well, what I like about what the Dolphins did right here, especially the last couple of plays, Adam Gase says, you know what, I'm not going to put my quarterback at risk. I'm not going to put pressure on my tackles to try and hold up against some good defensive linemen. We're going to run right at them and try and make a few plays. Let's see our running back. Let's see what he gets paid money for. Let's see if he can run over a couple of people, get that ball in the end zone. Jay Ajayi says, thank you very much. We can do that.
First 3 possessions for Miami, they gained 26 yards. That drive, they got 79 yards, and now they're an extra point away from tying it up at the 2-minute warning. All scoring plays subject to review, so they are confirming that Ajayi was not down before that last late lunge.
The previous play is under review.
I certainly didn't see anything at first glance that would cause me to think it was not going to be upheld. But that doesn't mean somebody else doesn't.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light, beer with your team on it. And by Honda Civic Coupe. Be the one they didn't see coming.
The ruling on the field stands as called. It is a touchdown.
So Jay Ajayi with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And now Andrew Frank's out for the extra point as we take one more look. Did not really get a clear look, so it would be hard to overturn this one. It was called a touchdown on the field. You need conclusive evidence in order to turn it the other way. So the touchdown stands, and Miami can now tie things at 14. Finally got clicking on that drive for the first time in this half. Frank's the 2nd-year man out of RPI, Division III school in Troy, New York. And that one just sneaks through. 2-minute warning. Tennessee and Miami tied at 14. up on the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower. They'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. As Andrew Franks kicks it away to Mark Mariani. Mariani will take a knee, and Tennessee will start at the 25-yard line, where Tennessee's run game has been a big story in this first half. They have 145 yards on the ground.
Well, that was the big concern that the Miami Dolphins had coming into this game. They knew the Titans are built to run. As Steve Tasker said, the Dolphins are built to run to the passer. And even though they've held up pretty well against the run for the most part this year, the Titans are getting after them, and it's going to be a really long day. Even though we got a tight score right now, it's going to be a really long day as this game progresses if they can't slow them down.
Mariota throwing on first down, completes it to the rookie Tajay Sharp, who's shoved out of bounds by Tony Lippett after a gain of 8.
Yeah, Lippett unceremoniously depositing Sharp onto the sidelines. Lippett, he's 6'3", $194. He's a big corner and a hard physical matchup for any wide receiver, let alone a young rookie.
Mariota has plenty of time over the middle. That pass is caught, and it's good for a Tennessee first down. Rashard Matthews, the former Dolphin, with his first catch of the day.
You talked about Lippett, though, Steve Tasker. A.J. Green didn't have too much problem with him last week.
Mariota back to Sharp. Makes a move at the 50 and out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Good job by the rookie, 5th-round pick out of UMass, who Mike Mularkey told us has regressed since the beginning of the season. Sharp had 7 catches on opening day, but 9 in his last 3 games. And Mularkey told us that he's making some of the mistakes you expect a rookie to make, but he wasn't making those in the preseason and training camp. Now they're starting to show a little bit. Mariota 3 for 3 for 27 yards on this drive, which has moved into Miami territory. 1:28 to go. Mariota feeling the pressure, steps up, has a first down. He's got speed. Mariota slides down.
That was a mistake. He should have stepped out of bounds in a 2-minute drill. He kept the clock running.
Gain of 22 for Marcus Mariota.
And they're still going without a huddle. As the clock continues to run, does a great job, obviously, breaking contain, but now time ceases to be a factor with that big play. They got lots of time.
Another completion for Mariota to Rashard Matthews. He's got the 20, and there's the timeout.
Yeah, see, with that timeout, it makes more sense now with 52 seconds left. But like I said, Marcus Mariota should have gotten out of bounds on that long run and saved them that choice.
Ryan Suckup, the 8th-year kicker for the Titans, getting loose on the sideline. Of course, Tennessee hoping to punch this one in before halftime. 52 seconds left, and they do have 2 timeouts remaining.
And Steve Tasker, to your point on Marcus Mariota getting out of bounds on that last play, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I think you're 100% right that he should have gotten out of bounds. Easily could have stepped out of bounds and saved, and then Mike Mularkey has that timeout to save, and everything else. It just would have given them a more relaxed situation for what they're facing right now.
Mariota looking for Delaney Walker. He's got him, and Walker is in. Touchdown, Titans. Second touchdown pass of the day for Marcus Mariota. And Tennessee goes right back in front. Mariota 5 for 5 on the drive for 54 yards.
Well, this is at the end of this first half, as you see Walker right up inside the hash marks, absolutely works Michael Thomas. Just swims him, gets up inside of him, and that's a nice, easy throw right down the hash marks, right where a tight end is supposed to be. Mariota throws it to him. I'll tell you what, for a touchdown difference in this game, the Titans have dominated on both sides of the football.
Last 2 games, Mariota's completion percentage was 48%. Today, he's 10 out of 14 with 2 touchdowns. Extra point attempt for Ryan Suckup. And Tennessee back in front by 7.
Well, Delaney Walker is one of the best at this in football. He's going to come up, and it's called a stick nod right up the seam, and he set it up perfectly well. The ball is on time. See how he fakes outside. He gets the safety to bite on it. And then Mariota, the best thing about that throw was he was ready on time. He trusted Delaney Walker, and that ball could not have been thrown better. Ends up in a great touchdown. Great for the confidence of this Tennessee Titans offense to be making some plays through the air as well.
Yeah, the Dolphins have really not looked like the Dolphins. I mean, this is a team with a great defensive front. The defensive line of this Miami football defense has really had their heads handed to them. This offensive line of the Titans has not allowed pressure to get to Mariota. They've not allowed the Dolphins to stop them in the run game, and it's been dominated up front by them. And you look at the guys they have playing over there. That guy right there, Mario Williams, one of the best guys of the last 10 years. And, of course, Ndamukong Suh, he proves it every week. He's a tough guy to block. And yet this Tennessee Titan offense is taking it to him for 270 yards.
This is the most points the Titans have scored in a game this season, and there's still 47 seconds to go in the first half. Suck up. And Isaiah Peed lets this one go through. Don't forget, coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower. We've got all the latest NFL scores and highlights, update on Tom Brady and his return as well. They'll also have a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS or the NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
And here's what the Dolphins are up against. They've got a tattered offensive line trying to stay close in the game where their defense is getting it handed to them pretty good. And do you come out and try and get something done behind an offensive line and risk a sack, strip, fumble? I mean, bad things can happen when your offensive line's not playing well.
Kenyon Drake out of the backfield makes the catch and has the sideline out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Miami does have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Now, if you're Dick LeBeau, defensive coordinator of the Titans, you know the Dolphins are going to do everything they can to get the ball out of Tannehill's hand fast. So he's going to make defensive calls that lend themselves to giving his guys either a chance, A, to jump a route quick, or to B, knock it down, or to come free up the middle and try and get there before you can even get rid of it.
Well, I'd like to see Devontae Parker get a matchup on this side against Parrish Cox up the field, go for a jump ball, try and make a play against the most vulnerable corner on this Tennessee Titans team.
Jarrell Casey with his first sack of the season.
And you take a minute to think about Casey almost got that ball out of there. And it's exactly what we spoke about at the beginning of the drive. He's coming right there off the edge, gets outside, and just, you get a grip with 2 hands on it. Billy Turner, left tackle, just can't hang in there with him, and that ball is just on the verge of popping loose.
Well, that's the second time the Dolphins have gotten him with that exact same stunt. The defensive end coming down inside in front of Billy Turner. He doesn't see that tackle coming around him over the top. He's got to pass that defensive end off to the guard and then catch Casey or Klug coming around the edge, and he's just not seen it enough.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's played tackle since college.
Yeah, Tannehill took 2 massive shots. That one you just saw, and then a massive shot by Carl Klug on that exact same stunt.
If you're just joining us, Miami without its starting left side of its offensive line. Brandon Albert out with an ankle injury and an illness, and Laramie Tunsil injured his ankle preparing to play the game. So a late scratch today. And Miami's going to run it. See if Michael Larkin calls a timeout. He was down. It's 4th down. Michael Larkin does call a timeout.
Yeah, why not?
Sure, why wouldn't you? Yeah, go for a block or maybe just try to set up a nice return and get it a couple passes inside a field goal range. You never know.
Yeah, you got to, when you're in Mike Mularkey's shoes, I mean, your team has struggled for 2 straight weeks, particularly offensively, and now when you've got it on the ropes, you got to be ready to take advantage of it, and he's all over it.
And despite the fact that you're dominating the Dolphins right now, you only have 7 points. So you're going to get good field position here if you go for the return. I think you set it up and try and complete a couple passes, give it a shot.
And now how important is that wasted timeout by Mariota?
That's a good point. The injuries continue to pile up for Adam Gase. 3 injuries we've just been given. Jakeem Grant, ankle, questionable. Damian Williams, elbow, questionable to return. And Marquise Gray, the tight end, with a leg injury, he's questionable to return. So 2 running backs. Well, Jakeem Grant, returner and wide receiver. Damian Williams, a running back. That's nearly blocked. Wow. Mariani, was he interfered with?
That's a flag.
Yeah, the flag's come out. The ref could not get the flag out of his pocket. That's going to help Tennessee in terms of field position, maybe getting field goal range.
Unbelievably. I mean, that ball should have been blocked. I cannot believe that was not blocked. And then to have a dumb penalty at the end of the play, there was a clear fair catch.
Fair catch interference on the kicking team. That's a 15-yard penalty. That at the end of the play, first down, Tennessee.
Yeah, Darren Rizzi, special teams coordinator for the Dolphins, almost had a catastrophic play on both ends of this. That should have been blocked.
Kevin Byard, the rookie, almost got it.
And watch, here's the fair catch signal. You can't touch him. And there you
Watkins ran into him.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, that's an easy call on both ends.
I mean, now you're, 18 yards, 17 yards away from a 43-yard field goal. The 35-yard line, or a 53-yard field. Excuse me. So you 18 yards, and you're in range for Ryan Succop.
Mariota taking a shot down the sideline. It was Tajay Sharp down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, he was late on that throw.
That was a bad throw. This is not where Marcus Mariota in this situation should have been going. Watch right here. The flat route coming out here, and the flat is wide open. The receiver would have caught this ball and ended up, look at it, he's going to catch out there. He's going to pick up 10 or 15 yards down the sideline. Mariota throws it in double coverage. The rookie or the second-year quarterback showed his youthfulness right there. In that situation, a short pass can turn into a big gain. You take the easy throw. You got 2 timeouts still.
That was Kendall Wright. Tennessee has no timeouts remaining. Mariota in trouble and just gets rid of it to DeMarco Murray, who makes the catch and out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, you go back to that. It's so hard for a young quarterback to realize you still, even in this situation with less than 30 seconds and a half, you still take what they give you when you can stop the clock at the end of it. You don't have to take the home run. They can't stop the
clock at the end of it. They don't have any timeouts.
That's what I'm saying, but getting out of bounds with that catch. That's what I meant. And that flat receiver that Steve pointed out a moment ago is the exact play you got to make to give your team a chance to move forward. And now, with 7 seconds, not so much you can do.
Mariota, Delaney Walker dropped it with 3 seconds to go. So it's 4th down. Let's see if Tennessee just wants to throw one in the end zone.
Yeah, I'd go Hail Mary. And the Titans are sending out a couple of tight ends onto the field. It'll be interesting to see what player combination they want to run here, but I
don't think Mariota can get it into the end zone from here. Unless he's got a chance to really step into it and let it go.
50 yards?
He's not going to throw it from the line of scrimmage. He's going to throw it from 5 or 6 yards.
He just wants to get it to
he's going to have some pressure coming on.
Yeah, they're going to kneel down.
Mariota.
Yeah, he's throwing it out.
Is how the first half comes to an end. Tennessee has scored more points in the first half today than they have in any game so far this year. Miami will receive the second half kickoff. 166 rushing yards in the first half for the Tennessee Titans. And they take a 7-point lead into the locker room. There's Darren Rizzi, the special teams coordinator, not happy with Walt Aikens after that penalty for fair catch interference. As we go down to Chris Fisher, he's with Mike Mularkey.
Thanks, Andrew. Coach, the Dolphins have been able to stay in this game with 2 big plays. Do you like the pressure that you've been able to put on Ryan Tannehill?
I like it. We got to keep bringing it. They've got some weapons that we're still trying to take away, but it's really the big plays we got to eliminate. We've played well, really, in all 3 phases, but those 2 plays have killed us.
21 points, the most amount that you've put on the board so far this season. How do you keep your offense rolling in the second half? half?
Well, I think, obviously we're going to stay consistent with what we're calling. I like our plan. We like it. We're executing, not hurting ourselves. That's what we're capable of doing. That's it's nice to see that's what we work for.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Andrew?
It's the end of the first half. Tennessee leads 21-14. Start of the third quarter in South Florida. Tennessee leads Miami 21-14. Back in the booth with Steve Berline and Steve Tasker. I'm Andrew Catalan. Before the half, you heard Chris Fisher with Mike Mularkey. He said we're going to keep running the football, and why not? Meanwhile, for Miami, what adjustments would you make if you're Adam Gase?
Well, I like what the Dolphins did at the end of the half there. They got that drive. Sure, it was the one big pass play that got the bulk of the yards, but the way they finished off that drive, running right at the Titans defense, I think that's what the Dolphins need to do the second half. Come out, go right at them, and try to get some pressure off of Ryan Tannehill so they can then soften up, maybe make some plays in the pass game.
Let's take a look at Who Are You Lovin', presented by McDonald's. And here in the first half, Marcus Mariota connecting with Delaney Walker for the touchdown, and Tennessee with a 7-point lead. Steve Tasker, from Tennessee's perspective, you heard Mike Mularkey say we're going to keep running the football. What about defensively for the Titans?
Yeah, I think that's the key. They gave up one big pass play that Steve Berline alluded to, but really they're playing extremely well. They could tighten up their run defense. It's a little concerning at the end of the first half, like Steve mentioned. But I think all in all, they've got to be aware that the Dolphins, if they're going to throw it, the ball's coming out quick.
Touchback, Miami will start at the 25. Let's check in with Chris Fisher.
Andrew, Adam Gase coming out at half said the biggest thing they need to do is clean up the gaps. Don't allow open lanes and pass rush on their quarterback. Now, Gase said they've been not really good at one-on-one protections. Defensively, they need to shut down the run. Gase feels they've been allowing 5-yard clips each time. They need to keep Marcus Mariota in the pocket.
And they're averaging, Tennessee, 7.2 yards per carry, and they've gone for 166 in the first half. Miami has the ball to start the second half, trailing by 7. It's Ajayi on first down. And Ajayi to the 27 as we take a look at the first half numbers.
Well, we look at the numbers. The big one, obviously, is the rush yards at the very top for the Tennessee Titans. What Adam Gase was saying to Chris Fisher at halftime was basically, we are lucky to be in this ball game because we were getting gashed in the first half. And the big plays, the two big plays, are what has kept the Dolphins in this game. He knows if he doesn't get control of that, shutting down the Tennessee Titans run game, this game will get out of hand quick.
Tennessee with its most first-half rush yards since November of 2008 when they had 191 against Detroit. Tannehill with pressure gets rid of it. Jones makes the grab, but Brian Rakpo is right there. Tannehill was feeling it again, and let's take a look back at that first half because Tannehill under the gun.
Well, it started on the very first series. Rakpo comes through. And then Klug also comes through as well. And then, of course, Jarrell Casey with the sack. That's just indicative of what Tannehill's been facing. And that's why, if you're the Tennessee defense, you know the Dolphins are going to try and get the football out quick. They're going to start to adjust to that and look for them to get the tipped pass or the quick interception off one of those quick throws.
Third down and 9, 3 on the play clock. Morgan coming with pressure. Tannehill throws and completes it to Jarvis Landry right near the chains. And that's going to be good for a first down. Just the second catch today for Jarvis Landry.
Well, Jarvis Landry, one of the top producing wide receivers in the NFL the last several years. It's only a matter of time until Ryan Tannehill finds him out there. If he gets the protection, expect Jarvis Landry to be a bigger part of this second half.
Landry was number 97 on the NFL Network's top 100 players, and he puts a picture of the number 97 that he keeps in his locker because he says that the only place for him to be is number 1. That number serves as motivation for Landry. Kenyon runs out of bounds. Look at some of the first half possessions, and it was a rough start.
Was aided by the 56-yard pass, missed tackle, and run by the Dolphins that set them up to have a little success. And then, of course, they got the huge punt return that doesn't show up on that as a possession, where the Titans just, they allowed Jakeem Grant to just run through him for the touchdown that made this a very close game, a much closer game than it appeared.
9-yard gain on first down. It's 2nd and 1. Ajayi has the first down to midfield, and a penalty flag comes in. Each team penalized twice in the first half.
And Jermon Bushrod out in front of that play.
Holding. Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty replay. 2nd down.
As big guys get out there in space trying to block a smaller man, and they're worried about him jumping around him, as we saw in the first half with the Dolphin defenders. And that's actually trying to block Sean Spence and couldn't get it done. Spence trying to get out of there, and Bushrod just grabbing the jersey.
Spence, a Miami native, attended Northwestern High School in Miami and played collegiately at the University of Miami, which played on this field last night, losing to Florida State 20-19. Tannehill to Devontae Parker, and Jason McCourty may have ripped that one away. Devontae Parker was juggling it, and it's an interception for McCourty.
Well, you knew that when the ball comes out that quick, the defensive backs were going to start being really aggressive. And there's a penalty now. Yeah, I think it's Jay Ajayi didn't like the fact that the guy got it away from him and slapped it out of his hand after the play. We'll see if it was a taunting penalty or unsportsmanlike.
2nd interception of the season for Jason McCourty, and the number of interceptions for Ryan Tannehill continues to pile up this year. That's his 6th. He had 12 all of last year.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this was a bad play for Ryan Tannehill. The protection was great.
Unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. Miami, number 23. That's a 15-yard penalty. Tennessee keeps the ball, first down.
So it was on Jay Ajayi after the snap, or after the play was over. We'll go back and look. But right there you can see a bad pass by Ryan Tannehill, and Tennessee wanted it more.
So Tennessee with golden field position after the turnover. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. It's DeMarco Murray. And Murray is stood up by Tony Lippett, 2nd-year man out of Michigan State, as we go back to the interception.
Well, let's look. Here's Devontae Parker right there. All he's going to do is come straight across the field on a drag route. Ryan Tannehill, you're going to see for one of the few times today, has plenty of time in the pocket. He's got to get back to Devontae Parker a little bit quicker, and when he does, that ball's got to be thrown on time in front of Devontae Parker. Should the Parker have maybe made that catch? Yeah, but having to turn back for it allowed the defensive back to get in there and take that ball away from him.
Let's see if Tennessee can capitalize off the turnover. 2nd and 10. Mariota rolls out, completes it to Murray. Rashad Jones comes up to make that tackle. What a season Rashad Jones is having. 2nd in the AFC in tackles. The 7th-year man out of Georgia.
Yeah, if you want one bright spot, it is Rashad Jones. He's a solid, sure tackler. He loves to stick his nose in the run game. The Tennessee Titans told us that if you're going to have a guy in the box from the safety position, that's the guy that the Titans offensive linemen are looking for when they break out and try and get that run game going.
Let's see if the Miami defense can limit Tennessee to a field goal attempt. 3rd and 8. Mariota steps up, fires, incomplete. Andre Johnson had Tony Lippett all over him, and Johnson wanted a call. He's not going to get it, and out comes Ryan Suckup.
Well, they were tied up, and Andre Johnson, who you see there, it looked like Lippett had his arms. With the hand fighting, unless there's a huge advantage, the officials don't want to throw that flag. And as a receiver, I'll tell you, you know you could have caught it if the guy wasn't there. And the fact that he defended it away from him, the receiver just feels like, man, that's got to be a penalty. It's just not. They do not call that in the NFL.
Suckup has made 22 straight inside 50 yards. This is from 40 away. And the streak continues. Now 23 in a row. The franchise record is now just one away. Al Del Greco with 24.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Applebee's new USDA Choice Wood-Fired Grilled Steak.
With NFL Game Pass, watch the games you missed with condensed games in 45 minutes or the full broadcast version. Start a free trial today at NFL.com/Game Pass. It's a 10-point Tennessee lead. Devontae Parker could not get a handle on that pass from Ryan Tannehill. Jason McCourty ripped it away. And Tennessee puts 3 more on the board with 10:33 to go in the third quarter. Sumpa kicking it deep. And Jakeem Grant, who earlier was questionable to return with an ankle injury, is back out there. So a good sign on the touchback. And Miami will start at the 25-yard line. Take a look at the quarterbacks today. We highlighted both of them in our open. Both have been struggling. Well, Mariota has woken up here against this Miami defense. 2 touchdowns through the air, also 1 on the ground. And Tannehill still trying to go over 100 yards on the day. It's been tough without his starting left side of the offensive line. Brandon Albert and Laramie Tunsil both inactive today.
And that turnover in the last drive put the Dolphins at -6 in the turnover differential on the season, one of the worst in the league.
Ajayi at running back. And he gets a play action thrown his way, and Tannehill dumps it down to Deion Sims, who gets to the 30-yard line.
Well, once again, the Dolphins come out, and they're going to have to figure out different ways to get the football out of Tannehill's hands. That was a rollout bootleg. You can look for them to try and run the football, mix it up, stay balanced, because their offensive line, as we've been talking about for Adam Gase, is just absolutely decimated, and they're trying to do what they can. And I think the best move is just what they're doing. Get the ball out quick, and if they can't, just run it.
Ajayi to the 32. We go back to New York. NFL Today update with JB and Boomer Esiason.
Steve Berline think it'd be this easy? Well, I'll tell you, it's ridiculous, Steve. This is the 3rd touchdown pass on the day. Tom Brady to Martellus Bennett, who also has 3 touchdown passes, 22 of 31, 3 TDs. 30-7, Patriots over the Browns, who are being quarterbacked by Charlie Whitehurst right now. Back to Andrew.
Whitehurst, the former Tennessee Titan, getting into the game for Cleveland, and the Browns next week will go to Tennessee to take on these Titans. 3rd down and 2 for the Dolphins. They swing it to Drake. He's got some room. He's got the first down. Kenyon Drake, the rookie out of Alabama, teammates with Derrick Henry of the Titans.
You know, on that Tom Brady comeback story, the debate will go on forever, whether it's Brady or whether it's Belichick. But the one thing we all know is when they're together, it's a pretty darn good combination. They're tough to beat.
Not good for the rest of the division, including these Miami Dolphins, who came into the day with a 1-3 record. New England on the verge of going to 4-1. 8:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Tannehill deep down the sideline, and he's got his man, Devontae Parker. It's a gain of 49 for Miami.
Well, this absolutely came up perfectly for the Dolphins. The Tennessee Titans came with pressure. The pocket was solid. Ryan Tannehill identified the man-to-man coverage. I thought at the end of the first half, the Dolphins would try to go to Devontae Parker up the field. I didn't think they'd be able to get one over the top of Jason McCourty, but what a great play for this offense. Great job by Ryan Tannehill.
Some emotion from Tannehill as the Dolphins move the ball down to the 11-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Officially a 50-yard reception, the longest of Parker's career, and Tannehill has to call a timeout with 7:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. Keep that in mind for later in the game. If Miami's on the comeback trail, they had to burn one here early in the 3rd.
Well, they got into a cat and mouse game. They baited Tannehill into thinking they were going to shift the defense as he came up to change it. The defensive front of the Titans shifted. Dick LeBeau using all his guile to do that. Then Tannehill decided to stay with the play and let it roll. And then the defense shifted again, and he had to call the timeout. And it was running out of play clock time. That was just a pre-snap shift that the Tennessee defense used against the Dolphins. Worked to perfection.
He gets to the 9-yard line following the timeout. It's 2nd down. Miami can still get a first down without scoring. The Chains are at the 1. They're in South Florida with Steve Berline, Steve Tasker, and Chris Fisher. I'm Andrew Catalan, our entire NFL on CBS crew. Producer Steve McKee, director Jim Cornell, as Miami is driving inside 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dolphins trail by 10.
I like the matchup at the bottom of the screen right here. That's Devontae Parker against Parrish Cox.
Tannehill to Ajayi at the 10, at the 5. Ajayi leaps, and he is tackled out of bounds short, but there's a flag there, and this one looks like it's coming back.
Holding, offense, number 14. It's a 10-yard penalty, replay. Second down.
Jarvis Landry told us yesterday he knew he was going to have to block well against this Tennessee defense. That time a little bit too aggressive for the third-year man out of LSU.
Well, this is one of those plays that it's a very difficult call to make, I believe. It's a screen pass set up. Here's Landry going out, and I guess he got his hands outside under the shoulder pad.
Oh, he just jerked
threw
him
him down. Yeah, I thought they were going to call for blocking too early before the ball was. They called it holding. That was the right call for sure. Jarvis Landry knows better than that.
It looked like Ajayi may have even gotten in too, so make the case that penalty wiped out a touchdown. And now it's second down and 18. Tannehill to Damian Williams, crunched at the 14 and out of bounds. It'll bring up third down and another penalty flag down at the far side of the field at the 21.
Offside. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty, replay. Second down.
The time it's on Jarrell Casey, so they'll replay second down.
Yeah, there's no missing it. Right there, he's just right at the snap, and because it was on the defense, they let this play out in case the Dolphins got a touchdown, they could decline that penalty. It's a free play that they almost took advantage of.
Second down and 13. Damian Williams next to Tannehill. Play action. Tannehill in trouble, and Tannehill goes down. Derek Morgan with his second sack of the game.
Here's Juwan James right here. He's the one that has really been struggling this year. Gets blown straight back into the backfield. Morgan just too strong for him. He's been struggling. He was the concern coming into this game, and then all the stuff has happened on that left side, but doesn't hide the fact they're struggling on the right side too.
Third down and 14. Miami has to get to the 1 to pick up a first down. Tannehill with some time. Completes it to Damian Williams, and he's wrapped up at the 7-yard line. So fourth down for Miami. And down by 10, they're going to send out their kicker, Andrew Franks.
Yeah, just a quick release, trying to get a guy to go out, break a tackle, and get in. And don't forget, they could have gotten a first down had he gotten inside the 1-yard line, but the Titans rally, and really that's a defensive coordinator, a veteran defensive coordinator. Let him complete that pass. We'll tackle him. They're going to have to kick a field goal.
So a 24-yard field goal attempt for Andrew Franks, who's only attempted 4 field goals this entire season. He's 3 out of 4. And this kick is good. With 5:10 to go, third quarter, we've got a 7-point game in South Florida.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network. And by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
Big game here between Miami and Tennessee. Both teams 1-3. Since 1990, 1-4 teams only make the playoffs 6% of the time. Meanwhile, the odds increase to 21% if you're 2-3. Mariani takes a knee, and it's been another long day in what's been already a long season for right tackle Juwan James.
Well, you see here back in the Cleveland game, he gives up the strip sack against Cleveland. And on last Thursday night, he gives the strip sack up to Carlos Dunlap. Today, right off the bat, a big hit on Tannehill, and then a second time, Morgan comes in and gets another sack on Tannehill. The coming in, James was the question mark. And then left tackle Brandon Albert wasn't able to play. His backup, who was Laramie Tunsil, he's out of the game, so everything on the left side came apart as well. This offensive line for the Dolphins continuing to struggle.
James is responsible for 5.5 sacks allowed this season. Marco Murray on first down, trying to reverse field, and gets to the 27-yard line. See what everybody is laughing about. Kevin Can Wait is TV's #1 new comedy. Kevin James stars tomorrow after The Big Bang Theory, only CBS. Time ticking away here in the third quarter. Marcus Mariota is 12 of 20 for 110 yards. He's got 2 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown run. Tajay Sharp in motion. 2nd and 7. Mariota looking to throw over the middle, and it's caught by his tight end Anthony Fasano. His first catch of the day and just his second of the season. And Miami fans know Fasano well. He spent 5 years with the Dolphins, 3rd in franchise history among tight ends in receptions and receiving yards.
Well, we know that the Miami Dolphins at this point in the game are lucky to be in the game, given the dominance, although the offense has awakened the last couple series for themselves. But I'm interested to see how they determine they're going to stop this running game of the Tennessee Titans.
Murray. Donald Butler and a host of others coming up to make that tackle for the Dolphins. A little extracurricular, Taylor Lewan, who has lost his cool before, gets up hot.
That's nothing new.
His teammates trying to calm him down. As Terry Rubisky, the offensive coordinator, told us, Lewan plays at 100 miles per hour all the time, and sometimes he's a little too aggressive. But as we mentioned earlier, Pro Football Focus has him ranked as the #1 tackle in the NFL. Second and 6. 2 on the play clock. Mariota keeps it himself. Has a bit of room to midfield and slides down for a first down as Rashad Jones was closing quickly.
Yeah, this looks like an innocuous little quarterback option, and it is. DeMarco Murray, you've got to respect that fake, just like our cameraman did. You got to follow the guy you think's going to get it, but Mariota keeps it. That's an enormous conversion. It looks like nothing. He slides, no contact. You want to talk about a frustrating play for a defense. That's it. That's a crush. That's a soul crusher, just giving the first down to a quarterback who doesn't have to take a hit. Tennessee
averaging just under 7 yards per run. Mariota's gone for 44 on the ground. Murray, flag down from behind as Michael Thomas brings down DeMarco Murray. And this is going to be a hold against Tennessee.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
And it is on Taylor Lewan. The second time this year he's been called for holding.
Now you talk about Taylor Lewan. He's right here. And watch Ben Jones as well. They have a long conversation about what was going on. Lewan got beat on the hard inside charge of Andre Branch, and they were shifting right at the right moment and just couldn't make the reach block.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. Penalty makes it 1st and 20 for the Titans, who have Derrick Henry in the backfield, along with the fullbacks Austin Fowler. Mariota looking down the sideline, incomplete. It was Tajay Sharp, the intended target. Tony Lippett on the coverage for Miami.
And Andre Branch thinks he's going to draw a penalty here as well.
Another flag.
Illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Back to back on Lewan.
Well, And that is the one thing. This is a very young, aggressive, nasty offensive line. You can see right there, there's no doubt the hands are to the face. He's almost grabbing that face mask, but they really need to understand that their emotions are good, but at the wrong time, it's going to cost your team, and Taylor Lewan has done that several times in his short career.
Mariota, quick pass to Delaney Walker. And Walker is cut down by Lippett just shy of the 40-yard line. Taylor Lewan has said that penalties have been a theme for me my entire career. That goes back to Michigan, and it's still a problem here in the NFL.
Right here, this is Rashad Jones. He's going to come up. That's who Marcus Mariota is reading once he keeps the ball. Right there, if Jones comes to tackle him, his throw is to the outside. If Jones stays soft, Marcus Mariota is going to keep that ball and run with it. Very, very difficult to defend. It shows the versatility of Mariota.
Completes that pass, and out of bounds goes Andre Johnson. Lippett on the coverage.
You know, how about Andre Johnson? He signed here. You think he's kind of an afterthought. He's been in the league 14 years. He's got all these huge numbers. And you think, well, there's a guy that's just going to help out once in a while. But week by week, he's gotten more and more and more snaps. Started with that game winner in Detroit that we saw, and now he's proving once again why quarterbacks trust him. He's in the right spot all the time.
3rd and 15. Pressure coming from the outside. Mariota steps up, gets rid of it to Delaney Walker. Walker gets away from Kiko Alonso, but he's run out of bounds short of a first down. That was Cam Wake coming, and Mariota, luckily for him, was able to step up.
You know, Steve, you used the word trust in your last comment. Right here, you're going to see Cameron Wake coming off the edge right there, clean. He's a pretty athletic defensive end. Mariota senses it, steps up inside. But the key for him is the trust factor. Mike Mularkey told us about that yesterday, that the problem in the passing game, he believes, is Marcus Mariota has not trusted his receivers. They haven't been consistent enough. Today, much better.
Fair catch by Jarvis Landry at the 14 with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Saturday, the SEC on CBS rocks. The best game from the best conference. This time, Jalen Hurts and the Crimson Tide hit it off with Joshua Dobbs and the Volunteers. It all jumps off with college football today. Tennessee lost a close one yesterday to Texas A&M. And here in the second half, a couple of missed opportunities for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you know, you look at the turnover on the first possession there that led to 3 points for the Tennessee Titans, and then a potential touchdown. Jay Ajayi gets in the end zone here, called back because of a holding penalty. This game could be closer than it is.
Ajayi on first down, and it's Byard, the rookie, coming up to make the tackle. Miami has made a couple of big adjustments today offensively. They're featuring Jay Ajayi as the running back, and they're also huddling more than they have in the past. Will it pay off? 1 quarter to go. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Start of the fourth quarter, Miami trails by 7. This is the first of 4 straight home games for the Dolphins. They'll go 44 days between road games. That's an NFL record. Trying to get this homestand off to a good start. They're going to have to come from behind here in the fourth. Tannehill tripped as he handed off to Ajayi, and Ajayi is stuffed by Austin Johnson. More on Tannehill. We go down to Chris Fisher.
Thanks, Andrew. Adam Gase said, if you take a look at the tape, Tannehill has been the one to put the team on his back and keep them in 3 out of 4 games in the fourth quarter. He makes plays in the fourth quarter. That's when he is established that he's the leader of this team.
Well, and they need that today, as Tannehill's just 10 out of 15 for 162 yards, no touchdowns and an interception. However, to his defense, he's been under pressure all day. Tennessee's defense has 3 sacks.
In a precarious situation, 3rd and long, backed up in your own end of the field. Very, very dangerous.
Miami is 4 for 9 on 3rd downs, a point of emphasis this week in practice. Casey's coming. Tannehill steps up and steps right into Casey. Second Third sack of the day for Casey, and the fourth for the Titans defense.
Well, Tannehill steps up in the pocket, and I'm telling you, there's just nobody to throw to. He steps up as Jarrell Casey goes underneath the tight end, then spins out of the block by Billy Turner, and Tannehill just steps right face-to-face with it.
You're right. That was a coverage sack, though. I mean, he had plenty of time on that play. It was good protection, just nowhere to go with that football.
Tennessee had 6 sacks in its first 4 games. They have 4 today with still a quarter to play. 4 3 and out by the Miami offense as Dar punts it away to Mariani. Good punt to the 34. Dar with a flag down, trying to reverse field. Picking up blocks. Mariani to the 40. And finally pushed out. Well, they say he didn't go out. Now he's thrown out late. And a late flag comes in.
Late flag and a late hat. One official threw a flag, and he didn't have anything left, so he threw his hat as a penalty marker as well.
I think they were looking at the punter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dar
was a little frustrated.
Yeah.
So we've got flags, hats, we've got it all down right on the field as Craig Rolstad's crew tries to sort this one out.
And this side judge, Jeff Lamberth, is the guy who had nothing left to throw. They're trying to discuss it. You see the split screen. There's a hold there. And this is out of bounds here, and then Dar way out of bounds.
Pushed
Dar throws it. That's a penalty.
It's going to be offsetting, I would think.
There are 2 fouls on the play. During the return holding, receiving team number 47. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 4. By rule, those penalties offset at the spot of the receiving team's foul, 1st and 10.
So Tennessee football when we come back. There's Miami special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi, who for the 2nd straight week sees a member of his punt team called for unnecessary roughness. This was last Thursday in Cincinnati. Well after the punt, Terrence Fede shoves the Cincinnati punter to the ground. That led to a field goal, and then this was all over the place on social media. The Rizzi face. And then today, his punter, Matt Dar, called for unnecessary roughness. We had a chance to chat with Darren yesterday at Miami practice, and he said his kids said to him, "Dad, that face you made after that penalty, that's the face you make when we go over our data plan on our cell phones. Just remember that." He's not happy about another penalty, this time on Matt Dar, as DeMarco Murray carries on first time. And these are some serious eyes here by Rizzi. He said his kids were kind of easy on him early in the week. They didn't want to bring it up, but then after a couple of days, they had fun with that in the Rizzi house.
It's safe to say you don't want to be on the receiving end of those eyes. It usually does not mean anything good. It usually means you got an issue that needs to be addressed.
Offsetting penalties on that punt. 2nd and 10 for Tennessee. They're at their own 34-yard line. Off to Murray, up the middle, across the 35, and down at the 38-yard line.
And, you know, the Titans we spoke about, and everybody kind of who follows this team knows they're built to run the football. The problem is when it's 1st and 10, when it's early in the game, you know, you can kind of mix it up, run and pass, but truly great teams, they can run the football when the other team knows they want to run the football. And late in the game, when you're up a touchdown on the road, you want nothing more than get every first down with 2 handoffs. And today, they're going to, in this 4th quarter, they're really going to be tested with this Miami front, who knows they have to and want to run this ball.
3rd down and 6. Mariota going to try to keep it himself and pick up the first, and he does just that. Mariota into Miami territory and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 19 for Marcus Mariota.
Well, you alluded to it earlier, Steve Tasker. You're going to see this is the most heartbreaking type of a play, frustrating type of play for a defense. When you do a good job covering up receivers downfield, you hold the pocket on an athletic quarterback, but he still finds a way to slip right on through there and pick up not only the first down, but another 10 yards on top of it. Huge play by Marcus Mariota.
With 63 yards rushing, Mariota now has more rushing yards than the entire Miami offense. They have 51. Play action. Mariota loading up, throwing it down the sideline, and Delaney Walker was out of bounds.
Now, this is something that the Titans do a lot. They've got so many tight ends, so many guys. They keep everybody in. They only send 2 guys down the field. And, of course, there, Walker's, that was a back shoulder throw attempt. Walker's already out of bounds when that ball got there. But this Titan team is all about, when they drop back, they've got to protect Mariota. He's not good under pressure, so they keep all kinds of people in. They'll only send 2 guys out on the route, and he's got to make a choice and sometimes make the impossible throw.
2nd and 10 with DeMarco Murray, a running back. Murray's 11 yards away from 100. Trying to move closer to 100, and DeMarco Murray stood up at the 35 by Bobby McCain.
Well, this is what the Titans need to stick with, I believe. Just keep running right at this Miami Dolphins defense. Steve, you talked about it again, about to close out a game, which is one of the things that Mike Mularkey has been really trying to get his team to learn how to do. You've got to run it when they know you're going to run it. They're built for it. Let's see if they can do it today.
3rd down and 2. Murray up the middle, and he's got the first down. And as you just said, Steve Berline, everyone in the building knew that was going to be a run. DeMarco Murray now over 100 yards. He's got 104 and a first down.
I'll tell you what. You spoke about it, Steve Berline. We've said, and it's becoming known around the league, they go no huddle, let it go.
Mariota, quick pass. And that's Rashard Matthews, who's dragged down by Tony Lippett. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 98, hitting the quarterback at the knees. That penalty is half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
Is that the first time Marcus Mariota has had a Miami Dolphin defender go low on him? That's Jason Jones, the former Tennessee Titan, and this was the scene last year in Nashville. Marcus Mariota and Olivier Vernon, who's now with the New York Giants. Vernon came in low. It cost Mariota 2 games with a sprained MCL. And we asked both teams about that hit yesterday, and neither one of them said that they were thinking about that. In fact, we specifically said to Mariota, you always tell us you see opponents as faceless, but is this a little different because of what happened last year? That injury cost you 2 games, and he is so grounded and humble. He said, no, every opponent I play is faceless, but you got to think that was in the back of his mind just a little bit. It happens again here on the penalty. Quick shovel to Murray, and he's down at the 9-yard line.
I was about to make a point a moment ago before that pass came up. It's becoming known around the NFL how good this Titan offensive line is. They run the ball extremely well. They got 2 big hammer backs. Today, they have really dished it out. I mean, they have really earned their keep, and they've become even more solidified, in my opinion, as one of the best offensive lines. They are the best offensive line because they can run it, they protect the quarterback, they do everything extremely well, and it's been proven out here today.
2nd and goal. Fowler, the fullback. Miami jumps, and now they blow it dead.
Why they would, now they did blow it dead, and I don't know why they would.
Well, it was encroachment.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 50. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
Why would they stop the play?
Because I think the offensive lineman jumped when he crossed the line. So it becomes a...
just a flick, just a flinch by Fasano.
Andre Branch is called for the penalty, and that moves the ball just inside the 5-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. 7 penalties for the Dolphins for 78 yards.
Number 1 priority for Tennessee here, protect the football, make it a 2-score game.
Mariota play action, pressure coming, lofts one in the end zone, diving attempt, caught, Rashard Matthews, and the touchdown as a member of the Titans. Last time he was in the end zone, he was with Miami last October against Houston.
Working against Tony Lippett. Lippett, the 6'3", 190-pound corner who used to play wide receiver, still learning the ins and outs, and that was a great throw and obviously a great layout catch. Lippett not too far away from defending that, but that's all it takes. What a fantastic play. Great hard play action fake that led to Mariota lobbing that one up into the end zone.
Mariota did not have any touchdown passes in his last 2 games. Today he has 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. Now Ryan Suckup out to attempt the extra point with 8:23 to go. And some of the fans in Miami are heading to the parking lot. They've seen enough. And that extra point is blocked. So it remains a 13-point game. But Tennessee's offense rolling today, 381 yards of offense. Miami offense to get going, 8:16 to go, fourth quarter, 2 timeouts remaining. They trail by 13. Tannehill with pressure coming, and Tannehill is sacked again. The 5th sack today by the Tennessee defense, and it's Brian Orakpo.
Straight 4-man rush, no stunts. Orakpo just bull rushes Billy Turner. You see or hear some boos in the stands. There's not much Ryan Tannehill could do about that one.
Second straight week that Tannehill has been sacked 5 times. A loss of 9 and 2nd and 19. Tannehill to Landry, juggles it, makes the catch to the 21. We're hearing the chants up here. Chris Fisher, what are you hearing down on the field?
Well, it'll be hard for the Dolphins not to hear the cheers for "We want Matt Moore." The fans have been booing throughout, and here in the end zone, the calls are getting louder for the backup quarterback, Andrew.
And Ryan Tannehill's been under a lot of heat down here from the fans. Another lackluster performance in terms of the stats, but how much you can actually put on Tannehill is really a great debate with this offensive line they put out there today. I know which side Steve Berline will fall on as a former quarterback. 3rd and 10. Orakpo again coming, and he's got him! Orakpo now has 6 sacks on the season, and that's number 6 on the day for the Titans defense.
So I'm standing next to Steve Berline, played quarterback for 17 years. The most popular guy in town is always the backup quarterback.
And I've been in both shoes in those situations, believe me, and the fans just don't understand all the things we've been talking about this whole game. I know fans are frustrated. They want more out of their high-dollar quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, but he has gotten hit more than any quarterback in the league over the course of his career, and he hasn't had a lot of help. I'm not saying he can't play better. He has to play better, but he has not gotten a lot of help, and he's getting the you-know-what beat out of him on a pretty regular basis.
Low snap. Dar did a good job to handle it. Tennessee back on offense when we return.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Try the new thick-cut autumn carved turkey sandwich. And by Voya Financial, changing the way you think of retirement.
Tomorrow on CBS TV's #1 comedy really shakes things up with some crazy big news. This is one episode you can't miss. The Big Bang Theory tomorrow, 8/7 Central only, CBS. Tennessee returns to offense, 1st and 10. Give it to DeMarco Murray, and Murray escaping tackles inside the 40 and brought down close to the chains on what's been a big day for this Tennessee offense led by Marcus Mariota.
We came into this game knowing this is a run-first ball club. He runs in for the first touchdown, then delivers a strike in the red zone, another strike to Delaney Walker down the middle, and then lobs this one up in the back for the former Dolphin. And that is that's the best day of the year for him by far. Our Marcus Mariota's rushed the ball 5 times for 63 yards with a long of 21. He's chipped in that way as well. This is everything they want him to do.
230 rushing yards for Tennessee today, and they go back to the ground with DeMarco Murray. And the motto for the Titans this year has been finish. They were in a lot of close games last year and always came up short. But Mike Mularkey, when we asked him, well, what's going to be different this year? And he said, well, I think with our ground game, we're built to finish off games. We can milk the clock. We can move the ball down the field. As you see, DeMarco Murray over 100 yards rushing now 2 of the last 3 games. This is the position and the culture that Mularkey's wanted to build. A tough, hard-nosed, running football team. And you're seeing it on display here today. 3rd down and 1. Murray falls forward, and he's got the first down.
You know, one of the other things Mike Mularkey told us in that meeting was, you know, we were talking about the frustration of being 1-3, and he said, yeah, we're 1-3, but he very sheepishly kind of said, I think we're one of the better 1-3 teams in the league. I mean, we're right there. We're very close to winning all of our games, and their 3 losses have come against very good football teams. They've lost to Minnesota, Oakland, and Houston, combined 9-2 coming into this week. So he feels this team is right there, and today this may be one of those games that gets them over the hump.
Murray tripped up by Phillips and then taken down by Butler. Yeah, earlier this week, Mularkey said, we're very close. I know people are tired of hearing that, and I'm tired of saying it, but it's a fact. His confidence has not wavered despite this 1-3 start. And you see the time of possession. Miami last in the NFL in time of possession. Again, that's a key stat going against the Dolphins today with 3.5 to go.
Look at that. 64 plays for the Titans to only 39 for the Miami Dolphins. That is too big of a discrepancy between the teams.
And with that play, to follow up your point, Steve Berline, Miami has now run 99 fewer plays on offense than their opponents this season.
That's not a good stat.
You're trying to win 2 games, or you're trying to win 5 games with enough plays to win 2.
Yeah, and I use the word discrepancy. A better word would be probably disparity between the plays for each of these 2 teams. If you're almost 30 plays less than your opponent, the odds are not in your favor to win that ball game.
Miami called its 2nd time out of the half. They only have 1 to go with 3:12 to play. And Steve Berline, you mentioned it. You've been in the position of being a starter and hearing the backup's name called and vice versa. From a backup's perspective, is it awkward when you hear the stadium chanting for you?
In most situations, it's awkward for both of them. I can tell you, I've been in both, and Matt Moore, I know he wants Ryan Tannehill to play well. He knows what it's like and what's going on that field and how hard it is right now with the offensive line the way that it is and all the other issues facing this team. You know, he wants Ryan Tannehill to do well, and he doesn't want people cheering for him at Ryan Tannehill's expense.
On 3rd down, DeMarco Murray gets to the 37-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down. Well, Miami has called its final timeout.
Excuse me, Andrew, but you get to the point where how smart would you be if you're Moore standing on the side and wanting to get into play behind that same offensive line that's getting Tannehill beat up? I mean, it's how much success do you expect to have? And while everybody wants to play, you also want a chance to succeed.
Coming up next, the hits keep on coming. The Bengals go into Dallas to try to corral the Cowboys. The Chargers take on the Raiders, or the Bills battle the Rams. Check your local listings. There's Matt Moore, 9th-year man out of Oregon State. And Brett Kern has come out to punt with 3:06 to go. Jarvis Landry awaiting the punt at the 10. Kern trying to knuckle one down there, and Landry's going to return it from the 11. Landry to the 22-yard line with 2:55 to go. Ryan Tannehill in the last 2 games has been sacked 11 times.
And we've been talking about it all day. I mean, there are some situations where he can help himself, but there are way too many times where defensive linemen are coming free. You got linemen in front of you that have never played the position they're playing right now because of an injury that happened this morning to a backup offensive lineman. You can't even script this kind of a scenario for Ryan Tannehill. It's going to be a challenge for him to hang in there.
Tannehill throwing on first down to Devontae Parker. He's upended at the 43-yard line by Damian Stafford. Clock continues to tick, and Miami cannot stop it. No timeouts remaining. A gain of 20 on first down.
I will say this, though, about Ryan Tannehill. We've covered him a lot during his career, and he's always been a kind of middle-of-the-road quarterback, statistically speaking. But I'll tell you this, I'm impressed with his toughness. I'm impressed with his ability to step in there and his desire to be out there and lead this team and in the midst of a bad, bad situation.
Never missed a start in his career. He's hit hard again, and it's intercepted. Damian Stafford with the second interception of his career, and Tannehill took a big shot as he unloaded that pass.
And these are the shots that are more painful than any of the sacks that we've shown. You're going to see Carl Klug coming clean right around the edge on Ryan Tannehill. As he steps in to throw this ball, Klug is coming with a full head of steam right at him right there in his face. Doesn't even get to finish the throw. Just another example of the frustration. A couple of little stunts right there, and Klug, he's looking all world up there.
Klug walked through the left guard and left tackle by himself. I mean, that's not supposed to be possible in the NFL. And today, it's been commonplace.
They ended up, both of them let him go. They all three, the three offensive linemen from the left side all the way down, they all jumped on the same guy, and one guy untouched going into Tannehill.
Miami did not stop the clock outside the 2-minute warning, and we have a penalty.
Encroachment. Defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Jordan Phillips called for the penalty. As we said earlier, Miami built on defense to rush the quarterback. That's what Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, told us. They have no sacks today against the Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans are the 2-minute warning and a first down away from icing this game.
And this Miami defense, guys, Ndamukong Suh, Cameron Wake, Mario Williams. These are great players. And they cannot come up with one sack on the quarterback, Marcus Mariota. Tackle made there by Abdul Quddus, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
And Andrew, that's directly related to the ability for the Titans to run the football.
You're watching the NFL on CBS. Final 2 minutes here in South Florida. Titans lead by 13. Tennessee has rushed for 224 yards today. Meanwhile, Miami has 200 yards of total offense. Second down and 8. Miami cannot stop the clock the rest of the way. No timeouts remaining. DeMarco Murray running left. Murray slips a tackle, and DeMarco Murray has a first down. And Tennessee on the verge of going to 2-3, and they've got some opportunity. First 4 games, their opponents 11-5, and their 3 losses were to teams that started 9-2. But coming up next, their next 8 opponents, a combined 8-23 record. So next week, they're home to host the winless Cleveland Browns. Then they're home to take on the Colts, who have been struggling, and home again, 3 straight home games for a Thursday night game against Jacksonville. So Mike Mularkey's team certainly has a window of opportunity here the remainder of October. And another tip of the cap to the Titans, because this is the 2nd straight week that they've taken on an opponent that's coming off Thursday night football. So their opponents the last 2 weeks have had 10 days to prepare. Houston played New England on Thursday night, had 10 days and beat the Titans last week. Miami played Cincinnati last Thursday night, had 10 days to prepare, and the Titans come out and on the road win a game against the Miami Dolphins.
And this has been the exact blueprint that Mike Mularkey wants for this football team. He hasn't had that smile and feeling since week 1 against Detroit. But to be in control of a football game from start to finish, they're not used to that.
final 30 seconds. Marcus Mariota with a big day. 3 touchdown passes through the air, 1 touchdown on the ground. Mariota rushed for 60 yards today. More rushing yards than the entire Miami offense. They finish with 51 yards rushing. All in all, an impressive performance from this Tennessee Titans team, which finishes with 6 sacks. They had 6 sacks in the first 4 games of the season combined. Tennessee wins 30-17. For Steve Tasker, Steve Berline, Chris Fisher, our entire crew, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long from Miami. Coming up, the NFL Today Update will take you to New York for all the latest scores and highlights. Right after this, so long from South Florida.